Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. My name is Jim Cagnina. It is our afternoon session, trading the close with the OrderFlow Labs folks. Before we go there, though, let's take a quick peek at do a quick edge report on a couple markets that everyone's probably following. We'll start with the E-mini S&P right now. Really nice volume profile, really small range today. No breakouts up, no breakouts down. Approaching the bottom of the initial balance here for the London session. Above, we have a breakout, a double breakout, by the way, of the initial balance in the US, with candles closing above and candles closing below. The edge full stat of the day is going to be very interesting. It's the opening candle continuation. Andre was with me earlier today describing what that is. And basically, he takes a look at the first, you could customize it, but the first 60 minutes of the open, and does that is it a green candle or a red candle? Well, today it was a red candle, right? Here's that 9:30 to 10 candle, a little bit green. Here's where we opened, but the next candle sold off. So it's a red candle for that hour, which means there's a 77.78 percent look back based on a 6 month look back of a red day today. And the red day means we see where do we open? And I have it highlighted there, 52, 53, 22 and 3/4. And a red day would be a close below that. And only a 22.22% of a green day. And that's what we have so far. We're bucking the trend so far on the E-mini S&P with respect to and that's a Friday stat, by the way. I'm a Thursday stat, by the way. Sorry. Let's go do the same exercise here with the micro NASDAQ. The micro NASDAQ again has some similar stats, but now it's kind of like game on for this market, right? So we have that same, 92.86% is going to be a red day, which means we have to close below my blue line there because we opened. This is again that 9:30 to 10 o'clock candle. We opened around 498. So we'll see if we close above or below. We're trading through it right now. Only a 7.14% chance of a green day today. I have the reference point up there as well. So this might be kind of exciting to look at these stats to see if they're going to come to fruition or we're going to buck the trend. I hope I'm not freaking out the OrderFlow Labs guys. I know they're going to do their own thing. They're not going to listen to me anyway. But these are stats that I'm digging. And again, if you didn't see earlier today with Andre, go back and he explains a lot of these reports really well from the edge full stats. Other than that, the Dow is still, it made a little bit of a comeback. Remember, the Dow was down, 500 when we started this morning. Now we're only down 253, so it's making a little bit of comeback, shaking up some of the NVIDIA blues and maybe some of the United Healthcare blues. Not great earnings reports. Kind of one of those, I don't know if it was weasel worded, but it's like, yeah, we're going to just reduce our optimism here. But there's an up case scenario and a down case scenario, bifurcated, as our guest said this morning. In any event, everything else is relatively green here on the board. U.S. dollar is mixed. Current crude is up a couple dollars here. We got a really good bid on crude for reasons Tracy articulated earlier today as well. Going down to gold. Gold is off a little bit, but in my opinion, this is just a temporary hold. We're going to take a look at a gold chart really quickly here before we get to the main event. And a little bit of this is just a textbook retracement that we're seeing right here, in my opinion. We still have a pretty wicked high stochastic on a daily chart here with that crossover started a few days ago. Represented nice on the chart. We have these EMAs just shooting straight up as well. We achieved all of my extension targets. I'm going to have to do a new extension somehow, some way. I'll contemplate a better way to look at that tonight when we are done. That's the story of gold. Let's just shoot over to the 10-year notes again. One of my favorite markets, and that's ZN, not TN, Jim. Uh-oh. Give me a second here. It'll populate. There we go. We're right back into my zone, my consolidation zone. The top of it now is at 111 and 28.30 seconds. The bottom of it is at 110.10. Yeah, you could say it's a big range, but it's really not. We had the price dislocation above, price dislocation below. Now the moving averages are about to be tangled in love. We have that 80 MA about to cross over that 21, and we have a crossover here on this slow stochastic. So this is kind of an interesting phenomenon, kind of market settling back into that sweet spot. And who knows, maybe some more upward pressure. Today's an inside bar, though. If you look at today's candle, inside bar, which is a little unequivocal right now. So we're just sitting right on all those moving averages. And just for the yield point of view, really quickly here, the yield, 10-year yield, a little bit up today, about 5 basis points, 4.328. All right, let's get to the main event here. We do have some folks from OrderFlow Labs, and we have Stowe is with us, and Elias is feeling under the weather. So pinch hitting for Elias is Nick for a tick. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim, how's it going?
Uh, Getting ready for Easter, man. It's Sunday. It's April 20th. So it's going to be an extra happy Easter, if anyone's getting my drift.
Oh, we get your drift, Jim. We get your
We
drift.
do.
Wink.
Oh man, oh man.
And he'll be the only thing smoking this weekend.
Nick probably is gonna smoke something that is meat, though. Are you gonna do anything like that?
I wish. I love how that soundbite was ready to go. No, I'm not hosting this year, so I won't be smoking anything. I think we're pretty light, going to the in-laws, hanging out. But yeah, I do have a nice Easter ham that I will have to do for some friends and family on another weekend.
That's cool.
Nice, nicely done. One last service announcement, everybody. Starting Monday, 11:10, 11:05. I can't remember the exact start time. Just get there. It'll be there early at 8 o'clock. But at 11, we are going to have the one and only Stowe trading markets. So that's going to be spectacular. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited.
Pumped up for it. All right.
Yep.
And then, Nick, you're not starting the evenings till next Sunday.
Yeah, it'll be the 27th. We will start the Sunday prep show on NinjaTrader Live.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest you started on 420. So it's a good
420 Sunday. It just seems like I mean I might be the only person there. Maybe Stowe would hang out, but I don't know.
Hang. I was gonna hang.
What shape any of our audience would be in if they were showing up to that stream on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't.
man.
We were about to find out what shape I was gonna be in. It was gonna be fun.
All right, guys. Well, is anybody in trade yet? Is anybody in trade yet or no?
I'm trying to catch this breakout, but
all right, let's
we'll see.
let's pull you up. I'm going to sit back, take some more notes, and good luck to you guys today.
Thanks, Jim. Nick, hi, buddy.
What's up, man?
Oh, nothing. Did you have a good day?
I did. I kept it pretty light, but overall, a decent, smaller day in the personal. I never loved trading holiday weeks as it is, and then holiday week mixed with the whatever we're gonna call this monthly options expiration today on a Thursday. So, and I think we've kind of seen that a little bit with this range bound activity. I mean, were you watching ES during the middle of the day? I think we were stuck in the 5 minute opening range for a good 90 minutes plus before finally kind of drifting out of it a little bit.
Nah, it's been brutal.
Not the best trading environment.
No.
I did catch, or I didn't, I mean, I caught it, but I paper handed along near the low of the day in ES, right around 89s in my personal account, and just got wicked out by that chop in the 5 minute opening range and just trailed. This is something I still am constantly working on, which is when I'm trading minis, even if it was like a 2 lot, which it was, like, how do I trail? How do you scale that a little bit? So it would have been a better situation I would say for micros, where I could have just continued to kind of hold some of it, still be in part of the trade potentially. But we went up to all the way to my original profit target before I kind of trailed myself out was sitting around 53.40s, which is the IB high. I was kind of expecting, I think I even made the joke to you behind the scenes of just saying, like, can we get a new high of day when I had made that long?
I was
And
short, I think.
Naturally, I just get wicked out. And then, of course, it does it shortly thereafter.
Yep.
How'd you do?
It was a pretty annoying day. I think I made money, but it was a lot of work. All I was doing, I was just leaning on this over and over again. And they stopped me out here and here. This was extremely violent at a little after 5. at 12:05 that I don't know what happened. I'm sure Tracy can tell me what happened at 12:05. Did somebody tweet something? Our car is safe again, something. But it was such a violent stop out and run that I was not able to bang back in. So it finally went without me.
Yep.
I was just trying to get back to the open. And there's a OFL thing. It is a stat that we have where the pivot is usually touched in the day. If it hasn't been touched, that's kind of a target that I have in the back of my mind. Also getting ready for my solo streams next week. One thing I use a lot is the European 30-second opening range, which I have marked here as this green box. That's normally also visited. And so I know I'm going against Jim's stat here, but I like these targets. And so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make a free trade that can get up here. This is the second free trade I've created. I'm just running I'll make it a 9-point stop actually. I'm just running the tight stop, take 2 off at 10 points, pay for the trade and commissions, then trying to see if we can catch that break. But no rewarded buyers just yet.
No, it's been pretty lackluster on both sides. Outside of a few moves up, I have not been impressed by either side. It looked like sellers were going to make a run early this morning, but then they just kind of ran out of gas, and that's when I pressed the blue button to get long. But other than that, man, there hasn't been a lot I've really wanted to initiate today.
Yeah. Even this is like, it's some cheeky stuff because you plan to get stopped up here and need to take this shot a couple times if you're going to get it. Yeah, see, stopped again. So, but when I'm trying to catch a breakout, like on the breakout point, that's usually how I try to play it. Have like a 3 or 4R target up here and then pay for the trade fairly quickly so you can bang in and out. But I like that it's holding this VWAP from that swing. I mean, it's pretty mechanical. If I was Leo and drew with crayons, I probably would make a channel right here, but I don't do that. So
Do you draw with crayons?
No, sure don't.
If the chart is not over a 4-hour, I don't think I've ever drawn a crayon line on it. And actually, if I have, I haven't actually taken it seriously.
I used to. I used to try that sort of technical analysis when I was first learning, because you run into a lot of that stuff, right? When you're watching YouTube or when you're, in random discords, however you're figuring out how to trade. But I'd always draw them and I'd be like, is this right? And then I'd look at somebody else's and they have a whole different drawing on the exact same chart that says the opposite thing.
Right.
So I mean, there's just like, this might be too subjective. I might not know what I'm doing.
There's clearly something algorithmic about it. Like there's something there, but when we see Leo drawing a channel on a 300 volume NQ chart, it just kind of like that's I don't know how much validity at that point, that short of a time frame, is going to have on your trend lines.
Yep. This is actually one of Leo's really good short setups that he shared with me a long time ago. I think he pointed it out on your stream the other day. It's losing steam when you see this grindy stair step, and then it's starting to lose steam. It's switching over. You can see these stairs walking up, and then see it kind of losing gas, and Delta Map's flipping red. So
I had when we were just jumping on to the meeting here at like 1:15, I was entering short on that first kind of move off of that push in ES up to 57s. It was trying to go with the break. Delta Map started going -2. It looked good, and then naturally I got stopped out at a new high of day. So now we're just kind of meandering around that same spot where I had entered. So
yep.
I don't know. I know I came on and I would said to you, like, I kind of want to short this, but at the same time, I don't know. Am I fading? I mean, it's not a trend day by any means, but am I fading this kind of slow drift up on what is makeshift Friday?
Virtual Friday. That's why I don't like to fade when I'm in this deviation band up here. I don't like to fade anyways because I'm not very good at it. But I really don't like to fade when I'm up in here. So I'm more looking for excuses to get long. Kane's ratting me out. That's right. You tell Leo what I said about his crayons. How about the chat? How'd everybody do today?
Yeah, how's everyone been managing this? I mean, this week outside of I think the second half of yesterday has been rather lackluster given a holiday week as it is, but it's been very much. I think I made the joke about halfway through Monday to a few Discord friends. I was like, after the last week plus of volatility, this is going to be like the dumbest inside week, and we're all going to hate it, and we're all going to complain about it, and then we're going to be wishing on Friday or I guess Thursday that we didn't really trade this week because
Yeah.
there hasn't been much. It's been a very frustrating week. It's a good way to give back points in this type of market if you had a good few weeks with the volatility, but man. I think you even said Job was talking about an inside week or an inside day that we were desperately, statistics would say, or something that we were going to have. And
Yeah.
I think it's lived up to the hype. This has been that boring and that much of an inside week. We are still in the good time to buy candle, and it looks like we are not going to escape anytime soon.
Um, yeah, it's just the volatility hangover. It gets
Yep.
me every time. Every time. Um, I tweeted about it today as it occurred to me. What happened is I don't normally look for runners. I don't normally care if I get a runner past 100 points ever. But I was being rewarded for holding for 200, 300 points. And that, if you're not careful, that will reprogram your brain.
Yep.
And, your trader brain will start to look for that instead. And you stop looking for these base hits.
Yeah, there was a moment, I think maybe it was Monday or Tuesday. I was shorting for us to go similar to the trade I think I took on Wednesday, where I was shorting for a new low, but I think at the time, like I was letting it come almost back to break even like several times when it had been 15, 20 points in my favor. Oh boy. Where's the tweet? Who's got it?
In my face. That was nice.
What is it? What happened?
That was Jim. He's Jim's
Jim's on the offer?
trying to make his stat work. Positive. That's what's happening.
And we're right back. So whatever that violence of a tape bomb, whatever you want to call that was.
Well, Kane, what I pressed was the buy button at the top. That's what made that candle happen, if you were curious. I've got magic powers.
Oh, but I wanted to answer someone's question. Nick, is this where we need to tune in to see you going forward? How's the shoulder? So yes, this is where I'm going to be for the foreseeable future. We are starting a version of my Sunday prep show on the 27th. So we'll get that going. But I am also going to be trading the open on NT Live on Monday, filling in for Tanya Trades. So I have some big shoes to fill, but yes, you can see me trading the close with my lovely friends here at OrderFlow Labs. Mondays and Wednesdays,
One more
and
step.
on Sundays as well.
Getting killed.
This is a weird move. I still don't see.
They bought it back up, so I was trying to stay in. I'm just on micros. I'm a very very small size, just trying to get this.
Please make sure you bring a money gun. I don't have one. I don't want to steal her thunder with that either. She's the best at that. So we'll have to find something new. I made this joke on Wednesday. Maybe I'll throw on the cowboy hat and we'll find something fun to do.
All right, 3 strikes and I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, if we break inside initial balance here, this will
Jim.
be a fun close.
Jim stat in my face. Yeah, it's coming down.
Stowe, press the red one.
There you go.
Oh, Kane, I did see it looked like it was your backyard that you posted on X, and you were talking about golf. Why don't we get some help from Stowe, and why don't we make a putting green or a chipping section that you can have in that large piece of grass that you have in your backyard? I feel like it's perfect, man.
I would love to come do some landscaping for you. In your garden.
There's a lot of grass, yes.
They call it garden, by the way. That's not a yard. That's a garden.
So I may need your help with mine as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna end up turfing the back for the little one by the time she's walking, I'm gonna turf it. But then my front needs a lot of help.
God, this trade's terrible.
Well, I did want to short it. Of course, I didn't
so
take
bad. I'm going to scratch out if it comes back. Yeah. Well, that was dumb. I still like it. I just can't get a market order in.
Yes, got to break the IB high. And Q struggling at the 5-minute opening range mid. What a shock.
Yeah. I mean, it's got.
There it goes. Did you press the red one?
I did. So that one was fast enough. I was able to get on once it dipped back in. So now we'll try to come down here to the VWAP and we'll watch. It wants to chill back in value.
Man, there really was a short there. Gosh.
It didn't look like it. I mean, we did narrate Leo's exact short.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's busy today, but I'm sure he'll be sure to point that out to me later.
There was an opportunity, I think, around 55s on ES. We were just kind of hovering there. We came back, retested it, and then failed. And there probably was that opportunity.
Slamming it now. Probably have another chance to get back in. I bet they'll come back up here and retest this spot. So we'll see.
Yeah, now they're just going to reverse it up so as you went short.
Yeah, that momentum scalp back into value is not as good as a momentum scalp away from value because there's so much more junk in there for them to have to grind through if they're really trying to sell this. But I mean, they're stepping on it. They're hitting the offer. So but like I said, this entry's not great. So we might have to take another shot up here at this fail point. So if we get stopped, that's okay. It's all part of the game.
Back to 45s. Wow. Did you get stopped?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm just watching it now to see if it's going to fall back out again. Give me a chance to get in. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills! That was 2 weeks ago. I felt like I was taking crazy pills. Yeah, it is extremely choppy.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a good clean entry into anything.
I mean, all day. Unless you caught the initial flush down or didn't paper hand your long like I did off the low of the day. Has not been the greatest session.
So this is
but
what.
Can we really be shocked with tomorrow being Good Friday and the markets being closed that we're just going to have a messy day?
Yeah, I'm going to let them figure it out for a second. Kane was long too. That's the tricky part when you go back from taking from I'm going to hold runners to I'm not going to hold runners. That's typically when runners start to pay again.
Yeah.
At least
I've never been great on runners.
Yeah.
Still something I'm trying to get more effective at.
It's much better to be spraying. That's what I'm still not back to minis yet.
I am an ES. NQ, I have no desire.
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah, it's still been too chaotic. Well, I guess it depends. It depends on what accounts am I trading. My personal account, absolutely. I am trading MNQ still.
Okay.
I did just get a delta flip on
Yeah.
ES.
Came up and tested these lows here. Cool. I'll try to bang in again. Slightly better entry than before. See if they want to fall out of value or just come back and get me. I'll probably take, I'll flatten out if we get back in 65s. Or 65. All right, we got one. Take another at 24 VWAP. I'll take another there. We'll see if we can get this guy to go. So this burst of volatility here that was immediately bought back up got sold again. So these sellers are currently feeling good about their move. And we're outside of this +1.
Well, Stowe, I found the headline.
Oh, okay. What was it?
Trump has privately discussed firing Fed's Jerome Powell, cited by the Wall Street Journal.
Good. I'm sure he has. I'm sure he has.
That was right around the time that weird volatility candle kind of came in. So I'm gonna.
He has said that a million times. So it's just like anytime a news thing reports on something, no matter how many times he said that. It's Trump versus Powell right now, right? Like these are the headline back and forths that we keep getting.
He went on a rant, I think, about they're too slow again this morning to cutting rates after the ECB cut again this morning.
That's so funny. Well, whatever it is, it's fine. Sometimes it runs me into profit immediately, and sometimes it takes me out immediately. But
we don't care. We're traders.
Yep. Stowe, do you anchor your VWAP at each swing point? Yeah, I do. I kind of look for, like I had it anchored down here as we were watching this grind up, and it was being respected. Once we fell out of that, see, I put it down here to see if that was a quick smash and they were going to bid it up. And the reason I have it anchored right here is I could see if that failed or not. And so we got back into the range and rejected again. And once we failed that VWAP, that's when I marketed in right here. So now that gives me a little more confirmation that this might be retracing now. I mean, I don't know, just to be clear. We never actually know what's going to happen, but that's what I'm looking at. So now I'll move it. I'll put it up here on this high. Just kind of see how price behaved. It's gonna work better off different points. So, but this is the leg I'm currently trying to watch. We'll see if this leg can go the whole way down. So we'll keep it on that point for now. So you can use VWAP for entry. You can use VWAP as signs that you're in a counter trend thing. I think Leo mentioned that yesterday to Kane, because Kane's part of the VWAP gang now, huh?
Mm-hmm. Big VWAP guy now.
Big VWAP guy.
Come on, market. Do something.
Oh, you said that. Tracy's saying that he said that last night. The J Powell thing. He was going to fire.
The J Powell thing? I mean, it's very possible. I just am seeing it pop up again on.
I only listen to Tracy. I don't listen to anybody else about this news stuff. She is way on top of it.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's just like a bunch of statements that came in right around 150-ish talking about it. But yeah, I remember him. He was on a rant about it the other day, I feel like, too. So like we said, the market will react to anything, it seems. As soon as something hits the airwaves.
Bunch of buyers right here so far. Let's see if we can get through them. All right, chat, what do you got for me while I wait to see what happens with my last two?
Oh, they're going to go for it.
Go for it. Go for it. I've been watching a lot of Always Sunny.
I've only seen random episodes. I never actually started watching it.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
I
You
know.
should cancel your Easter plans and only watch Always Sunny until you're through everything so we can talk about it on Monday.
Well, I just have like, it's so hard to watch TV with a 5-month-old.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You're
It's
screwed
like
for years.
I'm just like I'm like I kind of just want to go to bed.
Yep.
Put her down, then I eat something and maybe watch like like one episode for 30 minutes or an hour, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed. It's 9 o'clock. So I got to do it all over again.
God, these 420 buyers. Nothing makes me more annoyed than this. Stop it. You don't have to do this every time we get to 420. Okay, there we go. So we got down to VWAP. That's nice. Now we'll just watch and see what happens. Firmly back in value now, so. All right, I've obviously missed some questions while I was banging around these trades. Dex said something I wanted to get to. If I'm taking that many stabs, it's because I'm tilting and my head is gone. Lol. That's fair. It's all about size for me. And so right now, it's not, and don't pull that as a thing, please. I don't want that to be a soundbite later, team. I'd normally be in a mini here, but I'm on 4 micros. So I'm giving myself 2.5 to 3 times the opportunities to get each trade off. So as I manage the risk across, what my account allowance is for how much I want to spend, that's how I'm giving myself more chances to have a good entry. In a choppy environment, that helps me. That it just gives me a little more freedom to make mistakes, to size down. But you gotta watch out for your mental too. So if that makes you feel like you're tilting, then don't do it. Stick to your plan.
What usually triggers your tilt?
So many things.
Because
It's almost
I
too big
felt
of a
it
list to
today.
come up with.
I felt it today, and it can be after a good winner, but then I mean, if you want to jump to my screen, I know Stowe's in a trade, but
No, go ahead.
you can just show it. Like I got tilted this morning and had to shut everything down and go get some lunch this morning when I longed down here and basically got stopped out trailing right in this area before this move. So that's never the most fun when your read's right and you kind of just for some
Yeah.
reason decide I'm going to start trailing this instead of letting it completely play out. And here we are. So that's a moment for me. I was green. I still made money on the trade. I'm still happy, captured a good 10 points plus on this trade, even though it could have turned into my full take profit up at IB high. But situations like that, it's still something that gets me tilted where I have to kind of not necessarily call it a session, but go do something else for a little bit so I don't just ape back in and end up getting in this situation where I'm then just probably chopped to oblivion in the middle section of today.
Yep.
So situations like that always will get me. Doesn't happen very often, but sometimes I know myself better being like, nope, shut it down, go do something else. So it could even happen after a good trade.
I'll get into some tilt territory if I'm having a really good day. That is a really tilty environment for me. I'll try to press like, I'm invincible and I can see every move that's coming. And that's something I've worked really hard this year to manage and be cognizant about when it's coming up. I think it happened the other day. I had a crazy good day in that volatility and I felt it. I felt the greed monster show up and he was like, you got this. You're going to get 10,000 points today. It's going to be the record, You're going to break a personal best today. Anytime that inner voice shows up is a good time to go outside And
100%.
that's what I did. I also get tilted when the stuff doesn't work, you know. Sometimes the market doesn't care about levels. Sometimes the market doesn't care about the ranges that I've set up that have proven themselves, you know, 60, 70% of the time. There's still going to be that 30 to 40% of the time where they're not going to do anything when you get there. And so, you know, that can get some doubt creeping in.
100%.
For the most part, I don't really get too mad though. I don't really tilt anymore.
No, I think having a good group of trading friends always makes it
Yeah,
easy. You got a place to vent. You've got some ways to blow off steam. You can have some fun with it still, and just kind of move forward because you're not the only one sitting in it. Because other people are having good days, bad days. Just the name of the game.
Yep. It's also true. I love, yeah, and we're very lucky that we know a lot of good traders, and
Yep.
As new traders find their peers and get good with each other, like you build those relationships over years, and it's just as essential as anything. I mean, like Deli and Pax are like, they call each other brothers. Like they are their trading group that have been around each other for a million years, and they can kind of like, it's like being in a band. You can kind of speak a language with each other that normal people don't necessarily understand, and that is extremely helpful with the mental game stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like a language you can't understand. Like when Kane says VWAP.
Kane, you've got friends. You
Yeah,
know you
I
got
was gonna
friends
say
like
if
that.
anyone has friends, it's definitely you, sir. There was a
What?
question. There it
No,
is.
go ahead, bud.
Someone in the chat. New to NinjaTrader, what is the smaller profile in color? I believe they're referring to your Delta by price stove. If you want to explain it.
Yeah. So this is an OrderFlow Labs tool. This is a delta volume profile. So this is just the delta at each of these areas. I've got it compressed to 9 tick compression, I think now. I like to see as much as I can, but for the sake of the stream and not punishing you folks with needing to zoom in and stuff, I've got it to 9. And this is set to reset every 60-point rotation, which is another thing I gotta probably lower down. We had to crank all our stuff up in that volatility, and now that it's dying off, we gotta pull it back down again. So, but yeah, just like volume will show each thing traded. This is a summary of the bid and ask activity, and you can kind of glean from that. Like if you start to see a lot of bid delta showing up, that means that sellers are crossing the bid and not being rewarded with further prices down. So that may be a good spot to get long if you see the red team, as I would refer to it. And then same with the blue team, if you see them at the top not getting rewarded. This is actually why I was trying to punch through this, is there was not a lot of offer absorption at all up here. And there was only offer absorption. So I was leaning on these buyers before Kane told me to hit the red button and the market collapsed on me.
Another question. So, what is a delta flip?
Delta flip is a little star. You can make it whatever shape you like. I like stars. So this is one right here, and it's just showing the like it'll take as many look back candles as you want, and you can program it to whatever settings you would like. There's super sensitive settings and more moderate settings, but it will show you when a candle changes its delta dominance. So all of these candles had positive delta dominance right back here. And then this candle here was the first one that had some negative delta dominance to it. So you get the flip since the delta flipped on that candle. And it's pretty fast. It shows up as soon as that candle closes. And the way you can kind of, once you watch them for a while, you figure out how to use them as setups. But if you have them in a key area, you kind of watch that area for responsiveness to see if it's going to get revisited and continuation from there. Like this one failed. This one didn't work. But it also became a point of contention up here that eventually failed. And so this 486 area where this delta flipped, it lost for a second, but eventually it became an area of interest. So when these show up, it's just good to pay attention to that spot. That's another reason why I was trying to get long up here in these and push this out is this delta flip failed and became resistance on the other side. So I can narrate reasons why my trades didn't work all day.
You do what I do and just blame options.
That's true. This is Vega gang doing this to me.
Today it's probably Theta gang.
Deli informed us earlier that Leonardo DiCaprio is going to play him in the NinjaTrader movie. Well, that's very good for you, Deli. That's nice. Nick, who do you want to play you in the movie?
Oh, that is a good question. I have to think about that for a little bit. Who would play you?
I picked Steve Buscemi off the top of my head. Am I allowed to pick anybody? I picked Steve Buscemi off the top. Can I pick the ghost of Philip Seymour Hoffman? I also choose that.
I mean, you're rattling off some great actors, so I don't think there's a wrong answer there.
Okay. I mean, one's dead, so that's going to be hard to do. But,
with AI today, you never know.
That's true. We could do holograms. That's true. Okay.
One like equals one casting decision. Yeah. Stowe is just going to quickly start naming off the entire Screen Actors Guild during today's show.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, if I could get Charlie Day to play me, that would be really fun too. But Charlie Day probably was a big Gamma believer.
You think he'd be a big Gamma believer?
Yeah. He was trying. Now, see, I can't make Always Sunny jokes with you because I can't reference the specifics. This is why I need you to do your homework.
I mean, there's enough guys on Twitter doing the Pepe Sylvia impression with a lot of things. So, I mean, there is definitely something to financial or FinTwit more or less with that meme, and it exists more than you think it should. But there's a lot of that with charting that I think some individuals have just drawn as some grand conspiracy for the last couple of years, and they've been drawing those lines since 2022's bottom. But yes, it's all conspiracy. Pepe Sylvia, the Fed, is watching their levels, all of that stuff.
Oh, somebody asked me earlier if I trade a cash account or if I trade funded accounts. I do both. I think funded accounts are a good way to, if you have a good company that you like and have a relationship with, it's a really good way to leverage money as you learn. I'm still learning. I've only been doing this for 4 years, and this is a lifelong experience. So I try to keep my like Pac says, you got to run your trading like a business. And so you can allocate different resources to different places. So you're not always trading your cash account. You're not always trading a funded account. Lots of different options.
Yep. I'm the same way. Trade the personal a little bit, trade some options every once in a while, trade some prop accounts. Just you mix it up, you spread out, I guess, your risk in different ways. And in that, with that mentality, it just allows you to kind of gain additional leverage without putting a ton of your own capital at risk sometimes. So
yep,
it's always good.
These stops, this is what I like to grab right now.
This would be interesting if NQ loses that 370s, 375 kind of spot.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, that's basically today's value area low, and I wonder if it get a little spicy into the close. But we are.
Are we at 315?
It is, yeah, it's 215 Central.
I don't know. I always find myself wishing for things right around the point of control that don't happen. Are we getting the push right now, though?
I
Right
mean,
this second.
I'm now just like kicking myself for not getting short up there. So Stowe was in the green room with me and I said it. And I was just kind of like, I don't know, but I kind of want to short this. And
No,
Jim
yeah.
stat, which of course gave me the confirmation bias I was looking for, but that's not a good thing necessarily in trading, is to just find someone that said something that kind of guides that same logic. And I wasn't necessarily seeing anything in the order flow. It was like purely a spite short that kind of made sense just because I've seen this song and dance a few times, but
Right.
there's nothing to support it at the time.
Yep. Um, let's see. A fatfish. I don't think you have to delete the freemium tools. They just show up in a different folder than the suite of tools. So like you'll have in your indicators, you'll have the little OFL folder, and then there will be the free ones, and then the other ones. And also you want to keep those free ones in there too, because I think that is the only place the anchor VWAP is, or maybe that's just for me. I'm not sure.
No, I think it got added to leg.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And then you can, well,
I don't know. So
that's
I
a
might
good
not be the
question.
best person to ask about that.
That's actually a really good question because I turned it on and then I turned it back off. So now I don't know.
Oh man,
Because sometimes I
it's
like
angering.
anchoring it to the low of the day instead of having it flip every 50 points on NQ or something.
Right, right. Hey, Nebula. Yeah, Nebula is one of my oldest trading friends. He's been around for. I've been trading with him for years and years. Hey, bud. Anthony Hopkins is Stowe. I don't know. That's a veiled insult as to how old I am, probably. But also a compliment because he's such he's a knight. He's such a good actor that they made him a knight.
Mm-hmm. What to do here?
See you, Kane. You gonna cover here? Fair enough. Should I long?
Later, Kane. Yeah, Kane covered. Time to long.
Can I buy Kane's cover? Willem Dafoe could be cool. I don't hate that. Oh, Kane says we only have 32 likes. Do your thing, Nick.
Oh, I don't
Pump it up.
Let's get some more likes, folks. Thank you all for tuning in today. It is the last day of trading before we take a nice 3-day break. Everyone spends time with their families, celebrates the Easter holiday for those who do celebrate. And yeah, I don't want to. I don't
I'll
want
go
to
full
say it.
influence mode
So
if you want me to.
Oh, we had a Kane soundbite.
wait, play that again.
Whoa, that was cool.
And trust me, I'll go full influence mode if you want me to.
We have it. I love it. That was amazing. Kane. Oh, there he is. He's still here. We have a Kane soundbite going full influencer.
That's beautiful.
So, don't make us play that again, and God forbid even the soundbite of me saying it. So hit the like button. Thank you all for being here on this makeshift Friday that is a Thursday and an options expiration day. So we
Beautiful.
appreciate it. Smash that thumbs up button.
So what happens at the OPEX, Nick? Can you explain the theory? Do you have a tinfoil hat you could put on for a second?
I just think there's a lot of times when the range will compress a little bit unless we are trading like we were, I think, near the all-time highs when we kind of started this move down. But this is the stupidest thing. I don't know why market makers and option sellers, everybody in between that kind of affects this thing that I don't fully understand and it's not smart enough to understand, but why we kind of drift around big round numbers.
Yeah.
But we do. It's just kind of is that weird options exposure that exists like every 50 or 100 points in the S&P 500. And we do tend to drift towards and away from some of those large strikes. I use some options activity to help add confluence to day trades in futures, but it's very hard for me to trade purely based on them because there is order flow in a million different places as well. But I think it's just like another feather that you can throw in your cap that does help add confluence, give you some momentum one way or the other to kind of support a trade. I mean, you can use some of those option strikes in some way to act as support and resistance. You can lean into them with orders at times. You can use them as good ways to take profits. So during a day like today, the range tends to compress unless we see something crazy happen. But I would imagine 5,300 is the magnet though. So about 8 points higher than this, we might kind of just be a little bit wedged at, just given probably all the options activity. I did not look today, but I would imagine that's the largest strike on today's session.
Yeah. Rob asked a good question. What time do the options expire? So, to my knowledge, there's two times that options expire. European style options expire first thing in the morning, and then the rest of them expire at settlement, which is 4 o'clock Eastern time.
Yep. And then even some of the others expire like 15 minutes after the close, like SPY and triple Qs and stuff.
Yes, I have been in great peril selling the wrong style option.
That'll happen.
Yep. And you'll learn very fast the difference between the options that expire in the morning and the options that expire at 4 o'clock. Because back then you couldn't even close those things, but like you were just stuck. You were just stuck with them and hoping the price opened where you weren't doomed.
I still every like options expiration Friday, I still try to like understand and try to gauge the AM expiry for like that weird. We always tend to get a weird move in the pre-market.
Yeah.
On Friday, it could be 10 points, 20 points. So we always just will drift towards it's clearly someone's options activity for AM expiry that I just never care enough to, I guess, look closely at. But I'm just better off staying away from that last 15, 20 minutes as we just make some weird moves.
Okay, now I'm watching this. I might reverse here. We'll see if these buyers are still down here. I've been supporting this all day, so I'm watching for offer delta to come in here. Give me some sort of signal of reversal or not. And they are piling in. The seller's still stepping on it though.
Back to the overnight low. So where's your take profit?
It's 350 guy. It's just down here. I don't have like a spot for it. I'll cut it in reverse here because this is, yeah, I'm going to cut it now. So flat on that, a couple hundred points. I'll just rip that and see if we can get a couple off. They were slamming the offer.
Oh, you know what's we did not. Okay, that was not an L period that high of the day.
No.
I just noticed that it was like a couple, like 2 minutes before, 3 minutes before. I was about to say, is that 2 days in a row where the stat failed? But
46,
no,
56, 66. So I need 68. I'm gonna give this a little more space because I got a market fill in here at 66. Might come back down and test this. I'll try to get one off.
Buyers trying here on ES.
Yeah, here too. The offer was really smashing it down. There we go. We got one off.
Nice.
Back to the point of control. I'll take this one for 20. And then that will pay for that. Cool. Okay. So now we're back to neutral. Let's see if we can retrace. Now we're playing the other side of the game.
Yeah, just a choppy mess.
First stop VWAP. Nah. First stop VWAP.
Which VWAP? Now we have to clarify on this show.
So they're both in the same place. So the VWAP from the high that has been respected, that whole sell-off, and both in the same place as the RTH VWAP right here, 406, 408. So I'm just going to put it at 404, just get a little bit in front of them. And I'm also trying to get in front of these folks here. So if that serves as resistance, then I can just get out. Feel fine. Be in profit. Cool. Feels good. Let me go back to the chat. Kane got 1K likes on Wednesday. My word. That's amazing. Good job, bud. You had a really good trade on Wednesday, too.
I did.
Yep.
Always feels good to do one of those live.
I was sick. It's tricky on those trend days in the afternoon to try to pick a spot to get back in.
I was shocked we bounced as much as we did. It's kind of a wild power hour. Got that continuation move down, and then I don't know. We kind of made the joke that was a much better low that I think Leo was initially tried to long, and and then we were making the joke that I was making the low of the day is in kind of call, but it was.
Yep.
It was a crazy day. Very tradable though. There were definitely a couple moves that you could have either jumped along in or jumped along with, or taken the reversal once kind of had some confirmation.
JS making me laugh. Target 1, VWAP. Target 2, VWAP. VWAP. No, if you put enough VWAPs on your chart, you can make them all targets. You can anchor them wherever you want.
Then you just add the standard deviations too. I mean, you're just cooking there. That would be the messiest chart alive if you started adding like a 1 or 2 standard deviation to every VWAP you have.
We were talking about Nick's trade yesterday, Leo, not yours, but
yeah, my trade.
we all get cooked. Leo, did you see the part of the stream where I was trying to long the top up here and had to reverse? If you want to see somebody getting cooked, it's right in here.
I mean, so how many power hours though would that have worked?
It works all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like it was the wrong read. We were still kind of just drifting upwards. Like you said, we had those crayon lines that you were talking about drawing.
Yep.
And for the moment, they were still valid.
I think Leo, Leo missed me narrating his perfect trade here.
Leo, he did give you credit for a short setup that we did ignore.
Which is just like what happens when me and Leo trade together in real life.
Streamer boy, we need you.
Streamer boy.
I'm loving the new sound bites, guys. These are great.
Stowe, what am I drinking? This is just soda water, which I'm addicted to.
What is your soda water of choice?
I like the one that tastes like nothing.
Yep.
This is just original soda water. And if I'm trading all day, which is
And we're back. Sorry
back.
about that, guys. Some technical issues were fixed. We're good. Stowe is still in his trade.
Yeah, we're coming back to my initial entry here. So good targets to take profit at. These so feels like they're walking it down, but we're still in that balance, so we're gonna lean off this low still.
Yes, it's still stuck in the 5-minute opening range.
Is it really?
Around the mid, yeah. Once we kind of broke 330, this is why I hate options Fridays or options expiration Thursday. It just seems like we're kind of just pushing and pulling against the 5,300 strike, which I know Leo hates, but hey, kind of is what it is some days.
Yep.
I mean, also,
Cool.
I didn't check, like, I didn't see the volume today, but I would imagine it's probably lighter.
Well, I look at relative volume, and so that number has been
Still
a
up.
little tricky with the look back. So I haven't been much to look at that recently.
Stream is laggy, lost sound.
They'll sort it. I'm sure there's just a
Yeah.
little bug going on. They'll get us back in a good place.
No, looks like we're good. Okay.
Cool.
Wait, so you're
Well,
back long. I didn't see you. I didn't know you flipped long.
You didn't see me do that?
No, I guess I was
That's how fast I am, baby.
discombobulated. Did you hit the reverse button?
No, I did not. I did not hit the reverse button.
Have you ever done that in a real account?
No.
Like, neither have I. I've only done it in a sim, like, for fun, literally, like, live streaming and just kind of having fun with it and seeing what happens if we can never hit flatten. But um, it's not easy, even with like order flow and like setting very sensitive delta candles and just kind of flipping back and forth real quick. I mean, it's not the easiest task.
Yes. I mean, I essentially did it. I hit Alt F to flatten and then Alt B to buy within a few seconds of each other. Once I saw this, I think I narrated it okay. Once I saw this delta piling in here, and then this offer delta above it, they immediately got over that and price reversed. So that I just mark it in right here at 68 and then started off. So, but we're out of 75% of the trade. Now we're just going to hold on to it, but I don't have much hope for the other half of value here, as we're already into the M period. This is probably where we're going to chill.
Probably. I mean, potentially a very lackluster M period.
That's cool. That's my favorite. Nick, do you like to listen to anything while you're trading? I don't know if I've ever asked you that.
It depends. Lately, I've been having these streams up while I'm sitting at my desk and trading. But yeah, every once in a while, I'll throw music on. I don't know. It's something I'm still kind of figuring out, like what's too much distraction and stimulation for me when I trade.
Yeah.
Because like there's times when I have to shut things off or close screens, whatever, just because it's like I'm trying to manage a trade and I feel like distracted. But yeah, I don't mind music going in the background. I stopped doing like live TV or sports or other things. Like if I throw something on, it just became like too much. So
I can't do that. That's way too much for me.
like it's one thing if I'm sitting and screwing around, like I'm definitely done for the day. But yeah, I've enjoyed, because usually, like I said, I don't trade this time of day, like, at least in my definitely not my personal, more or less. But listening to the rest of the OFL team has been fun. Just order lunch some days, sit here and hang out with you guys during the close is always just a good time. But during trade, yeah, when I'm trading, it's usually, I like to keep it pretty quiet.
That's cool. Yeah, I love turning the stream on. It's great. I get out of the office, throw that baby on the couch, make some bread.
You said you're doing a ham this weekend?
Yep. Yes.
Are you baking any special bread to go with it for the table?
Yes. And I don't know what it's going to be yet. I want to make that pizza bread again. That was really good. I made hot honey pepperoni pizza bread, and it was insane. It had like this awesome chili spice to it.
Oh,
I need to figure out how to get a little more heat in there. The honey doesn't I would have to use too much, and then the yeast would just go insane, and the thing would proof.
what about hot honey?
No, that's what I did.
Okay.
You can't put too much honey into it,
Got
or
it.
the yeast will just start to it'll chew that up, and it won't get into the natural sugars from the flour. It just it'll turn into turbo yeast. So I need to get a good balance of chili flake in there. Maybe like Thai chili or some Thai chili oil, like kind of amp up the hot honey a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think you're making the chat hungry.
Brown
What?
sugar cinnamon sourdough. That sounds really
That
good.
does sound really good.
Yeah, there's this place in Pittsburgh that has like this hot honey pepperoni pizza that is ridiculously addicting, and that's where I got the idea to try to throw that into a bread. Sometimes it works.
We have a pizza place that does something similar, and it is really good. It was not a combination. I think when I first saw it, I'm like, I'm not ordering that. And then you take a bite, and you're like, oh, this hits a little different. This is really good.
Yeah.
I was like the first time, I'm not kidding. And if someone thinks this is weird, I was living in Denver, Colorado at the time, and someone took me to a burger place, and it was like the weirdest combination. It was basically like a PB&J burger, but it was like this spicy bacon jam with a little bit of like crunchy peanut butter, and it was like the greatest, weirdest, odd burger I've ever had. But I would still order one if a place has it, and they would recommend it in theory because it is a good weird combination, but it works for some reason.
No, that makes sense. I mean, a lot like I love Thai food, and there's a lot of weird peanut spice combos that like I just learned from that because that's in all kinds of Thai dishes for sure. Big Thai fan.
Now I'm just getting hungry sitting here, man. I didn't eat lunch today, so I'm starving. And now I kind of want some honey pepperoni bread. What do you put on it? Are you eating that with butter in theory?
Deli, are you seriously in Pittsburgh right now? For real? Shab, I will go to 5 every time.
I'm like max 3, I feel like, for Thai food.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball.
Yep. Thai food 5, Indian food 5. Like,
oof, definitely
hit me.
that one. That won't work for me. I can do the Thai at like a 3, like I said. Anything more, it's like suddenly I can't feel my mouth, I can't taste anything.
Oh man, that's awesome. Going to the Pens game. That's great. Well, enjoy the city, dude. It's awesome down there. I haven't been downtown in forever since we moved. I moved like 35 minutes away, but once you're in the burbs, you kind of like anchor down, you know, just start staring at your lawn.
Yes, I did in fact go to the University of Arizona, also known as the Harvard of the West.
Oh, cool.
Great school. A lot of fun. 350 sunny days a year.
Yeah, Leo, we announced it. I announced it on Tuesday, bud.
Let's announce it again.
And then Jim said it before, but yeah, I'm going to be on. That's a good point. We should announce it again. Nick's a better influencer than me. I'm going to be on in the mornings now from 11 Central to noon Central, give or take, somewhere in there. Trading the European close and, you know, just partying on. It should be fun. I'm excited. That's my favorite time to trade. It's also my most profitable time to trade. And if I were to listen to my stats, it could maybe be the only time I should trade, but that's a different combination. And then, yeah, Nick, when do you start your Sunday thing, bud?
We start it next Sunday. So not this Sunday with being at Easter. The following Sunday, we will start my Sunday prep series with y'all. So we'll take a look at ES, NQ, CL, GC, do some light prep on all of them, talk about some MGI levels that are probably relevant, where we may go, where we may not go, and areas that I'd be interested in potentially interacting with said market. We'll also talk about what's on the docket for earnings. I know Mag 7 earnings season's right around the corner, so we'll get a quick preview of those gotchas after hours, as well as all of the fun that can happen pre-market with CPI, PPI, and our lovely Fed speakers. So we'll talk about what is on the economic calendar for the week as well. And then we'll have some fun, just maybe bring on people like Stowe, Leo, everyone else to
I'll be on
hang out on Sunday nights. And yeah, just keep me company as we're going through some market prep, which is not always the most interesting thing because I probably am not taking any trades.
Thank you, Tracy, for the spice recommendation. I wrote that down. That's perfect. Oh yeah, Nick, you're on Monday too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will be covering the Open on Monday.
That's awesome.
Big shoes to fill.
My best periods are F and G. Is that true?
To it? Wait, what?
Nothing. I was just answering a question.
Oh, so was I.
My bad. We're influencing too hard right now. You go
I know.
first.
I was going to say, who refers to the University of Arizona as the Harvard of the West? I do, as well as a lot of alumni. No, guys, if you didn't know, it's not exactly. I mean, the business school is good, but it's not the most academic forward university that is our Ivy League. So we've always made that joke. If you didn't know, soon to be Hall of Fame tight end Rob Gronkowski played football there, and he chose it because it is one of the warmest colleges on in the United States. Excuse me.
Is that the one that's in Flagstaff?
No, it's in Tucson.
Okay, cool. The Flagstaff one is like basically Pennsylvania.
Northern Arizona.
Yeah, Flagstaff has like the exact climate of Pittsburgh. It's very weird.
That's interesting. I never.
Yeah, it's almost a perfect parallel. Snow, rain, everything.
And you go like an hour south or 40 minutes south of Flagstaff, and you're in one of the most beautiful places in the country, which is Sedona, which I do love. I did actually get married there.
I agree. That place is incredible.
If you're crunchy and like sound baths, hiking, spa stuff, I mean, it's your dream place to go take a vacation. Highly recommend it because I do love it there.
The bid's pretty angry right now.
I know, and we're moving up on negative delta and Q.
The bid is partying. I don't want to get too excited, but I'm a little excited. We might get back up here to the other side of value.
I mean, it just may get stonewalled by 5,300 just to make Leo happy.
Classic.
Big round numbers.
I'm good. Hands off this trade. It's going to do what it's going to do. That's how I feel about it. Let the robots fight it out. We'll move this VWAP. Come on down, baby. Cool. That's pretty nice. I did okay. I wouldn't say I killed it. I was getting pretty aggro with that breakout trade up there. But we got it back. We made some money.
God, yes, has not left the.
It's just in the range.
5-minute opening range for 45 minutes. Again, It was in there for 90 minutes earlier. So this is its home. And of course, we're probably going to close right on the opening range mid just to do that. Just go dead center of it.
You're right. I should have saved a target for 420 because there's always some jabroni up there selling or buying it. Some prankster just I'm positive just made an algo that only buys and sells 420 as it's approached every 1,000 points.
I wouldn't be shocked.
just to ruin my life. Ooh, we got Netflix earnings after the bell. Okay.
Yeah, that will probably provide a little bit of movement in the NASDAQ.
That's cool. So we're closing the week. NQ is going to do something extremely weird. I love it. That's awesome.
Have you ever dabbled in after hours earnings season trading?
No, certainly not. Well, wait. Yes. And then I learned not to.
I'm going to say first one's free. That's how you learn.
First one's free. I did learn about Vol Crush on options very quickly from playing earnings. But
I think NVIDIA's earnings from last quarter probably was like the king of showcasing that once again when the implied move, I think, was like 12% on the close. and it barely moved, I think 1 or 2% in each direction. And then eventually,
Ooh.
like 2 days later, sold off. But that was always funny.
Did Leo and Job come up with all of these studies? They have all come up with all kinds of stuff between all of them. I don't know who's personally responsible for each, but there is a team at OrderFlow Labs. Some could call it a brain trust, maybe. Some might call it a cohort. Still not sure what that word means, but yeah, they make this stuff up.
A lot smarter guys than me. They built some awesome things. It really is easy to nerd out with some of those tools and just start throwing things on a chart and playing around.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. Is you can make them do whatever you want to do. They give you good guidelines for how to set up the studies, how they recommend using them, and then beyond that, the world's your oyster, and it's super fun. I think Fatfish just opened OFL tools for the first time. It's pretty fun, right? It's cool.
We got 3 minutes till MOC.
This freaking thing.
See if they're going to break that 5-minute opening range low finally. Or leave it. I don't really care which direction.
The rolling 5-day point of control is all right here too at 385.
Leo, if you do not like this video,
Balance City.
I may just not show up to the afternoon stream. I may just become a morning guy. We'll see.
Yes, please slap the like button as hard as humanly possible. Lots of people work really hard on this, and they're not me. Just standing here clicking buttons. There's a lot of people work really hard on this, and they deserve that recognition. And the more people that like this, the more YouTube will show it to organically, and help the channel grow, and we can keep everything going for a long time. So. All right. We got any questions?
Patty Lou. Yeah, I definitely am I think we're gonna do a little intro 101 on me at some point on my Sunday show too. So we'll talk about all those fun things, my family, and a little bit of my background, how I got here and things on that first show. So tune in. Oh boy. All right. Any bets for the close or even the 50 algo that'll kick in for MOC?
We can maybe take bets on Netflix earnings.
I mean, that too. Yes, Leo, I always have new hats.
You do have a lot of hats.
I was always a hat guy. There's like 50 of them by on the other side of this room. Just grab new ones. That's what happens when you're on stream doing a stream almost every day. It's just like, all right, which hat am I throwing on today?
I liked your Blackout Angels hat the other day. That stuck out.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a very good one. Do you have a favorite baseball team?
The Angels.
Oh, okay, cool. So you actually follow the
Yeah,
Angels. All right, nice.
The pitiful franchise now with the longest playoff drought in the majors. But if you didn't know, I'm a Southern California guy, so I grew up an Angels fan.
Okay, cool. That's a cool park. I got to go there a couple years. Trout hit a slider into the rock pile, and I was like, it's kind of like seeing Babe Ruth a little bit,
Yeah, a
Trout's
little bit.
one of the greatest players of all time. Smashes a hanging slider.
Whoa.
Whoa.
All right, we broke the opening range low. Will it hold?
Nah, we just wicked out my stop.
Nope.
Let's see.
So what were you in Southern California for?
I was a musician for a very long time.
Uh,
Still am, but we would kind of build our tours around baseball games a lot.
Okay.
And yeah, that year I got to go, didn't get to go to Dodgers, but I got to go to Anaheim and I got to go to Petco in San Diego.
Nice.
The beautiful, beautiful park. That place
That's
is
a cool
amazing.
one. Yeah.
I still want to have this free trade. Might try to make it again, just with a 2-lot. But not if we're going to bury this overnight low like this.
I mean, Tracy said it. It's like who's holding positions into a 3-day weekend with God knows what kind of headline risk every day.
Yep. Yeah, stepping on it. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that these, like, there's still these stops down here. They have still survived. So maybe we go slap those too. I'll watch 320.
Previous day close so far holding on ES. Let's see if they can get it. We got 9 minutes.
Yeah.
I got a good poll question. Are we going to close inside initial balance on NQ and inside the 5-minute opening range on ES? Which one do we want to do? Stowe, any thoughts?
We're going to be inside for sure. We're going to be inside that range. It's going to sit there.
Probably.
It's going to fight and it's going to sit there.
Right back to Kane's exit, probably at 370s.
We'll try. Quick one. Quick. I see the bid stepping in a little bit. That overnight low retest. So just mark it in. Try to get a free one. If not, no big deal. There's also this is not the first time I've leaned on the world's smallest LVN, but it's down there nonetheless.
What's your entry?
350 is where they got me filled.
Okay. Man, tough fill.
Yeah, is what it is. I'll take a couple shots at it if we get. See, I liked this peak above, but now they're burying it again. This wick got me.
I mean, after last week's 700 point range, let's call it on ES.
Right.
We were in about 250 points this week.
I'm going to have to forget that happened, I think.
I think we all need to.
I'm going to have to pretend that I dreamed that and that was not an actual occurrence.
I'm looking at like just the weekly volume profile on my trading view chart over here, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, when you see how small that range looks next to it.
Okay. We got it on this last one. Revenge.
And ES back inside the opening range.
Perfect.
Of course it is.
So we'll try to get back to the point of control. And I'll throw this baby on the other side just for fun. It's a free trade. 55 algo likes it. So,
I mean, you basically got long at the overnight low, and
Yep.
ES was trading around the previous day close. So not a bad place to take the stab long for whatever this push up may be.
yeah. I mean, we're fading the edges. So,
Yeah, we've been
Even
balanced all
with
day.
even with a couple, there we go. We're filled there.
Boom.
So that's good. Cool. That was a nice little trade. I didn't anticipate that. Getting another shot at that. Golf, everybody.
Solid golf club. That was, I mean, that was a good trade.
Thanks, Logan. Takes a couple tries sometimes, you know? Just a blind squirrel trying to extract some points. That's what Joe Boy says. Extract. It means get it and get out of here. Now we'll watch settlement. And we'll see what that algo wants to do.
I'm just wondering if ES is going to close in this range. The 5-minute opening range happens to be the entire balance area basically for today.
I vote Doji close on both. Okay. I don't know. I'm not great. Not great at the candle shapes. Is that the one where it's squished in the middle? Is that
basically just an inch?
Okay. Cool.
I mean, we're right there on both. I didn't even notice that.
For some reason, that was hard for me to. Yeah, that's just something that's never been able to click with me. Any sort of candle shape interpretation.
No, I guess I don't use them. Just another thing to think in my head versus the way I still trade, which can be in we've been doing today, which is in 30-second increments at times.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just firing from the hip.
I don't care about the gravestone doji candle when I'm going to be in this trade for the next 2 minutes, I guess.
Do you care about a death cross?
How do you
feel about that? I think wait, isn't the thing that we're like indices and bonds are death crossing at the same time right now or something weird?
Something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't affect my intraday trades, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because using those longer time frame ones too. I think they can, same thing. It's always like be targets to potentially for a larger time frame seller to potentially come in if you were to get back up to some of those moving averages. But I don't know. Doesn't interfere with my day-to-day, I guess.
Yeah, same.
As Leo likes to say, I'm not a big macro guy.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun to think about. But I don't have any way to make that info tradable. So I just don't think about it.
I don't think I do swing trades enough to pay that close of attention to it.
Nah.
Good trade, fellas. Good trade.
Hey,
today.
Jim.
Hey,
What's
Jim.
up, bud?
Just kind of going over those edge full stats I told you guys about earlier.
Wait, Jim. Tracy's offended. No, Tracy, please don't be offended. I love you. I love your work. Please don't be offended.
I just don't use them. I guess I'm just too short of a time frame trader to pay it. Not that I don't use them or wouldn't want to use them. It's just I don't pay attention to them, I guess.
No, I do like it. And nothing's more informative than when Tracy explains it to me. No one's ever been able to make a macro thing land in my brain as well as Tracy has. So please don't be offended by our, primitive way of trading.
Sometimes we just go full ape brain and just press buttons in 30 seconds. That's how we trade.
Yep. Well, Jim, we might get some cool after the close action with
Netflix.
Yeah.
With Netflix.
Yeah.
Are they right after the bell or are they like 15 minutes?
I have no idea.
So I didn't take my usual nap while you guys were doing your thing today. I did some research on the World Wide Web.
Okay.
And I came up with the answer. For Nick, it would be Jake. I'm going to say the last name wrong. Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. That's a nice one.
That would be when he's got a beard and mustache. This would be for the NinjaTrader movie. This is a good one for Nick.
Okay.
And so for you now, we got to use your imagination because you're used to seeing this guy with the beard and mustache. But
Yeah.
when he's shaven, Jon Snow. So Kit Harington.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. I'll take Jon Snow.
There you go.
How about yourself, Jim?
Movie.
Who's playing Jim?
No, I'm good.
You should get a big gun. Like we can get De Niro or somebody big for you, dude. For sure. We're going to spend the money for the star for Jim.
There's a lot of old guys you could pick from, probably.
That's not what I was going with. But yeah, I mean, we'll think about it. I'll think about the casting this weekend.
Very, very awesome. Clint Eastwood. That's about right. That's how I
That's
feel in the
good.
morning when I get up. I'm like, oh my God, I'm 96.
Clint Eastwood in that movie when he's just angry about his car the whole time. I forget what that movie's called. But
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh my God. Anyway, well, great job this whole week, you guys.
Thank you, brother.
Spectacular. All the OrderFlow labs, guys. Looking forward to Monday morning with Nick. Looking forward to 11 o'clock later in the morning with Yusto.
Whoa.
It's going to be
Oh, baby.
a glorious Monday.
I'm getting paid right now.
There you go.
Woo.
Look at it go. We're right back up to that edge full number 53.22 and 3/4. And the ES.
That's a pretty good spike.
Yeah, there we go. People getting out of positions. So anyway, folks, let's close this out together, you guys. Let's
Okay.
everybody have a great long Easter weekend. Remember, all the futures markets are closed tomorrow. There's not even a morning session. So everybody listening to us, thank you for your participation and for being part of the community. It's been awesome. Watching these guys, watching all the great guests and Shai and Deli. It's been fantastic. So we're going to keep it rolling next week. And I do want to remind all the people too, Monday, there's still like Europeans take their vacation seriously. So there's another bank holiday on Mondays.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
So maybe we'll get a low volume day. I don't know. Not a lot of economic news, but next week is Fed Palooza. They are all coming out of the woodwork. They're on the schedule. So we'll hear a lot from the Fed speakers tomorrow as well, next week as well.
Cool.
Having said all that, folks, again, most important message, especially going into a long weekend, please be safe out there and be good to each other. Take care, everybody.
Perfect. Thanks.